Hello, everybody. Are here our Instructor Invitational 8-ball tournament. It's going to be a very, very nice. As we get things going here tonight, have new audio we're using tonight. We're audio, and hopefully that will help our stream overall just perform a little bit. But as we get going here, we will have our first match of the hot table. Have some new layouts and some new overall just performance stuff that we hope makes our stream watching over at home. Smooth. The beginning's always a little tricky, especially as people start working their way into the track and trying to work their. But overall, it should be great turn for everyone. Once again, we are going to be using WP formatting for our tournament tonight. So, people that don't know that, and it should be a very, very good tournament for our folks participating tonight. We are going to be taking a quick break as things get rolling here, and once we have everyone on the same for rule formatting and just overall how our tournament's going to be ran tonight, then we'll get going. Matchup between. Take a quick break. Back in a minute. have our first rack already set. Thanks to Thomas, he ended up getting that ready to go. Coming into the tournament, there are once again, my name is Hunter. I am going to be your host for this. We're going to be current tournament lead instructor Alex as we get rolling here. We have our first lag of the night. Like our lag is going to end up going very, very close lag. It looks like it is going to end up going to Kayla as our flag winner. It is just fractional closer to that rail than so. Kayla to break, Thomas to rack. Could make for a pretty fun layout as things get rolling here. Again, thank you for everyone joining us on Twitch and watches our broadcast VODs over on our YouTube channel. YouTube is posted in our description of our channel and vice versa. Watching on VOD later, more than welcome to watch on our YouTube channel. If you're watching on our YouTube channel, want to join in for some of our live broadcasts that we post, then up to our more have you watching us live. It really helps us out, and it just makes for a much more fun learning environment, playing environment. To get into our first game, it looks like Thomas is getting stripes, double stripes in a row at 12 balls. Here, not really sure. Probably the 14 at 9. 15's a real tough ball. Is gonna have misses the breakout, and it's an unfortunate early scratch for Thomas. Get rolled. This game between once again WP are enacting a ball in hand. That ball wherever she would like on the table. Run out the solids in this. Kayla to shoot like she's gonna for that one ball. Probably followed up by I would imagine 7 ball. Stop shot here out of this. Follow it up by Kayla. Beautiful shot by Kayla. Getting that 7 just by the 14 there. Like that. 5 combo into the not the worst. Fortunately, does break out Thomas's 15. Probably not the best decision in that case. Hitting that ball a little bit harder than probably wanted to. Thomas next, like that 14. Probably where he needs to. Overall, just a pretty good spread of the board for Thomas. 12, followed up by 10, not working his way. My run out plan if I was Thomas. At 14. A little bit of top left on there, get him down just followed by don't want to leave far behind of the 15. Like that 9 is going to up a lot of English to get back up to that 15, 10. Unfortunately, just really good spot where it ended up getting that position, followed by Halo to shoot. Looks like that 6 is going to be followed by, I imagine, probably safest. Looking for the table break at 50. Play it safe. Yeah, beautiful shot by Thomas, breaking out that 55 in the still for him in future shots. Overall, these games are going to go pretty slow with how our instructors typically play. They play a little more, not so much offense. When it offense, beautiful lead by Thomas with a whole lot of options. That 9, pretty close to the rail and not being able. That 9 is not here. By making like yeah, he's gonna call the middle, so he's gonna call the bank on this shot. Beautiful, beautiful shot if he makes this. Good. Beautiful shot by Thomas. That is something that you see a lot of today. Really seasoned, high skill shots from that he made over able to shoot that 2. Fortunately, that cue ball is gonna go in the pocket and is gonna be, even though Kayla broke the first. Thomas is looking like he's gonna run out in this game to break. So overall, Thomas is good from in this turn. Beautiful shot by Thomas, right between our first game. The books. Beautiful shot by Thomas. Beautiful. Thomas takes a hour. As we get going here with second game, race to 2 set. Kayla to rack, Thomas to break. Good start for Thomas. Start for Kayla. When it comes to overall playing on. Overall, it's definitely like to see the skill level. I'd like to thank the University Center for hosting. We're at the second floor center. Haven't ever, or definitely faculty, people don't like to just come play some darts. We have boards set up. We have table tennis, gaming PC, retro consoles, modern gaming, well, like some snacks and drinks that people definitely really good place. Lots of fun. Like it. We have offer classes if you're taking a class. Offer activity classes as our esports class being the arts credit. So definitely recommend class. Thomas Solids quick left. Beautiful shot by Thomas. Fortunately, myself a little that too. Probably in case you want to combo that four. All the combo four is gonna make the two. Beautiful shot by Thomas. Beautiful shot. Balls Solids left on the now potential. Knock Caleb bracket. Very nice break in. Out there. Absolutely. Hitting on the eight's definitely gonna be hard, especially now. Gonna have to try to all the way back up and around at 10. Fortunately, not gonna be there with that shot. Need a little bit left. Gonna be calling full table bank on this. Full table kick actually. Beautiful shot, beautiful run by Thomas. Leaves Kayla a lot of work to do. How open that eight ball is, pretty much anywhere for Thomas early. Probably not the best. If she were to miss that shot, leaves Thomas wide open to that. Overall, you'd want to see from our instructor play more defensive. Defense definitely. How definitely for offensive. Beautiful shot by Kayla. Unfortunately, it's just too barely staying on that table inside that corner. Beautiful shot by Kayla. Does not leave Thomas a whole lot of options. Beautiful. Oh, that is love to see. Gorgeous shot, leaving Thomas right in the heart of that pocket. 9, 10, 13, 11, 15, 12, all blocking any angle he has on it. Fortunately, didn't get it, and that's going to be very critical on him. You hear in the background, you hear Thomas talking a little bit better and a little bit easier for not to pick up as much noise from the background with it. Overall, though, tends to be a pretty good matchup, pretty good set. Kayla gets ready to shoot. Next shot. Looks like that bridge is going to come into play here. Beautiful shot by Kayla. Fortunately, leaves herself a little stuck behind that 14 against the rail. Gonna have to play a little bit safe here. Barely play it off the rail. Barely hit the 14. Have the cue ball be the ball that hits the rail so you don't scratch here. Gonna have to come from a pretty sharp angle. Try to leave that cue ball right behind that 13. Make sure Thomas doesn't have a shot at it, as that 14 would then block the kick from the short side. I think making it through. With our tournaments, we do not initiate a stop clock or shot clock with how we play, but if games tend to be going a little longer and people tend to take more times, that is something that we can always add. Having that shot clock is something we don't like. It kind of forces players to kind of think on their feet a little bit more. Not having it, but not having it's also can have its drawbacks with it. Overall, though, Kayla gets ready to take her next shot. Looks like she's not quite sure where she's going to shoot it. Looks like it's going to be not like this. Got to play it really soft. Beautiful shot by Kayla. 14 hits the rail. It's a legal shot as Thomas gets ready to shoot. Not sure where he's going to go with this. Has to be pretty careful not to scratch in that foot string bottom left pocket on your guys' screen. Thomas to shoot. Going for another kick. Looks like he's going to barely end up missing it. Barely missed it. Tough shot with how deep that cue ball was right behind the 11 there. Definitely not an easy shot for Thomas. Kayla to shoot. Looks like that 13 is going to be the first ball. Followed up by, I imagine, the 15, 14, 11, 12, followed by 8 would be the run out order I would go in. Missed that 13 from Kayla, but does leave pretty well, actually, where it needs to be. Thomas is going to have to be super careful not to scratch on this. Like he's going to go for another bank. A little bit of the left English on it should get him all the way there. Going to miss, unfortunately. Just missed wide on that. Unfortunate. Gives Kayla a third ball in hand this game. Wondering where that cue ball is going to go. Find these potential run out scenarios for Kayla. It's like that 12, a little bit of topspin gets you on the 14. Topspin or draw would get you on the 11, followed by the 15, 13, and 8. Beautiful run out scenario if Kayla can hit these shots. Nice stop shot here, a little bit of draw. A little bit of top doesn't hurt though on there. Pretty good spot from where it needs to be for that 11. Hit a little too hard on that shot. I suspect Kayla wanted to play that shot a little bit softer. Make sure not to leave too far down the table on this next shot. Unfortunately, Kayla's going to miss that, and that should be end of this set between Thomas and Kayla. Thomas to shoot. Looks like he's going to make that, and that is going to be set for Thomas. Really good sportsmanship from the background as I overhear Thomas and Kayla congratulating each other on a good set, good game. Overall, we'll switch back over to our bracket as I start to enter these scores, enter them in. Thomas just went up 2-0. We now have Thomas and Coulter going to be hopping on the board here. break as we get things rolling here. Looks like Thomas had won that lag, giving Coulter to rack, Thomas to break. Thomas will be breaking games 1 and 3 if necessary. Coulter will be breaking game 2. As our bracket fills out, I will definitely keep y'all updated on scores and how everything's rolling with this tonight. Beautiful break by Thomas. That 2 is going to go in. That is a gorgeous break. Good spread throughout. Definitely something that he has improved on over the past couple years of playing is his break and his ability to run out on these breaks. Looks like he is going to shoot solids here. Beautiful shot by Thomas. Beautiful shot. Looks like that 3 is going to go next. I imagine followed by, the 5. 5 would be a good ball to go after that. Beautiful drawback. Looks like he's going to get a little too much on that, but nothing too bad. Shooting that 5 or that 7, 1. Beautiful shot. And he's going to end up breaking out his 4 in the same instance. Gonna have to get a lot of draw on this shot to get back into that 4 territory. Looks like he is gonna just push it through just a little bit. Gonna play it safe from this point on, I imagine, from Thomas. Doesn't need to make a whole lot of shots, just waiting for an opportunity to where he can make his final 2 shots. He is gonna go for it, and he's gonna miss, unfortunately, on that, but it leaves him really well lined up for any future shots towards that 4. Pretty deep in the pocket. Doesn't leave Coulter with a whole lot of opportunities to make any balls in that pocket either. Coulter gets ready to shoot. I imagine he'll probably shoot the 15 first, followed by the 14, 10, 13, 9, 11, 12, followed by the 8 would be my run out. In this case, looks like he's going to start with the 14, though. Good first shot by Coulter. Followed by the 10. Another really good shot by Coulter. Looks like that 13 or 9 is probably going to be his next bet. Next shot. 13. Beautiful shot. Leaves him really well for that 12. Or the 15, depending on where he wants to leave that cue ball at. He's going to end up missing it, but still leaves pretty well overall. Thomas is going to have to one rail this, I imagine, off that head string top left side of that rail. He's going to have to come off of it to get good position towards the 8. Have to work his way around the table pretty far to get towards that 8, though. Beautiful shot by Thomas. Absolutely gorgeous when it comes to his cue ball control and overall prowess when it comes to the game. Really smart player when it comes to this. Looks like he is going to win this first game, though. Beautiful game from Thomas. Thomas starting off his tournament tonight with a perfect 3-0. See how many games he can win as our tournament continues on. Once again, there's a lot of heavy hitters tonight, a lot of former instructors who are very good at this Q Sport game of billiards. Coulter gets ready to break. Thomas is just finishing up this rack, making sure it's a good rack for Coulter to break from. Should overall be a really good game too. Coulter to break right now. Beautiful break from Coulter. Absolutely gorgeous spread. Everything is open here. Unfortunately, it is an open table, but looking at every ball is on the table, that is just a textbook ideal spread when it comes to this game. No complaints from me on whether solids or stripes are better. I think both are absolutely beautiful in this case. That was again, a very gorgeous break from Coulter. Really good spread throughout. Leaves that 8 ball still in kind of the middle of the head string of the table. Thomas is going to be shooting solids here. He's going to be making that. Calling the 2, I imagine, up next from the 5. Give a little bit of draw. Should be able to make both in one shot here. That is exactly what's going to happen. Beautiful, beautiful shot by Thomas. 4, I imagine the 1, 3, 6, followed by the 8. A little bit of topspin on this shot should get him really good position to shoot that 3. Looks like he's going to be shooting the 6 next. That is a definitely tight, tight, tight shot if he makes this. Gorgeous shot, though. Unfortunate miss from Thomas there. Definitely run out potential when it comes to that next shot, though. Shooting that 3 followed by the 8 definitely could have ran that table on Coulter, giving him a perfect 4-0 to start this tournament. Unfortunate miss there by Coulter. Not something you definitely want to see. Got Thomas to shoot next. Looks like he is looking at maybe the 1 here. And follow it up for 3. Looks like he's actually going to go 3 first. Beautiful shot by Thomas, leaving him perfectly in the gap between that 15 and 13 to have great shape towards that 1. Getting back to the 8's a little bit tricky from this case, as that is a pretty straightforward shot. It's going to leave him more in the middle of the table than I bet he wants to, but knowing Thomas, he can definitely get back on that 8 pretty easily with the shot. Looks like he is going to be able to get on that 8. Thomas to close out this set and go a perfect 4-0 to start this tournament. He's going to just barely end up missing it. Unfortunate miss there from Thomas. It is going to leave Coulter with a relatively good lead to shoot pretty much anything on the table. Not really a whole lot of problem balls when it comes to this, where it's at in the rack. Coulter's going to have to definitely play safe here, though. Wants to escape out of this game with a win. Take no risks, no chances when it comes to shooting these balls out. Beautiful shot by Coulter. The safety here would definitely be key to success for Coulter. Like, he is going to barely end up missing it. He's going to slop that 11 in. Going to give Thomas a shot to close it out. I imagine he probably goes in the middle with this shot. Middle pocket, right side would be my pocket for where I would want to shoot this. Play it soft. Fortunately, he's going to miss just wide on it. Hits that back knuckle just enough to where that 8 ball does not roll in favor towards the pocket. A little bit of topspin here. Don't want to get too far ahead. Gets you good position towards that 13 and 15. Do the other one out after 9, 8 in the middle. Run out potential for Coulter in this case. Unfortunately, that cue ball is going to scratch, and that is going to be game when it comes to this. I don't see a situation where Thomas scratches on this 8 as well as makes it. Beautiful shot by Thomas. That is going to be a 2-0 and a win for Thomas. All right. As we get going here, looks like it is going to be Thomas to break, Aaron to rack. Should make for a really good set. There's a little bit of confusion with our tournament layout in the winner's bracket compared to the loser side of the bracket. People were under the impression that it was going to be a race to 3 in our winner's bracket. There was some confusion between that and the race to 3. Unfortunately, with how things are rolling right now, we did end up just agreeing on it being a race to 2, best of 3 in our set. All the way through. That is both in the winner's bracket and the loser side of the bracket. But as we get going here, scratch break from Thomas gives Aaron a ball in hand to start this game. Once again, Aaron is one of our former instructors here, taught here for 3 years at the gaming den. Really good player. Aaron looks like he's going to be shooting the stripes out. Beautiful shot by Aaron. Absolutely gorgeous shot. Get him great position towards that 15 from the 14. Good breakout shot there, leaving that 4 really tied up against the 8 ball. Doesn't leave Thomas with a whole lot of options to shoot that in the future. Unfortunate touch foul from Aaron gives Thomas turnover, and it now gives Thomas the shot. Not a ball in hand in this case, just a touch foul. Gives Thomas a shot from where it's at. Definitely like the sportsmanship from Aaron in that case, calling it when he sees it. Definitely something that you want to look for, the integrity of the sport and the integrity of these players. They definitely take it a little more seriously. And that touch foul is definitely something that you don't see a whole lot of people calling on themselves. Definitely agree with that call from Aaron, though. I like the integrity with it and how this game is meant to be played. Definitely something that you love to see from a spectator standpoint as well as from an officiating standpoint. Thomas didn't get the most draw on that, kind of leaves himself stuck up in the corner a little bit. Doesn't leave him with a whole lot of options. Trying to, I imagine, just try to break something out with this shot, leave Aaron in a pretty bad place, and break out his couple balls that he has a little stuck with, that 1, 2, and 4, kind of where they're at right now. He's going to get the nice carom off the kiss there. Don't know if that was a called intended. Looks like that was not called or intended, but still a lucky little carom off that. Gives Aaron his turn now to shoot. Looks like that 12 ball might be his best shot here, or that 9. He might try to sneak it between the 2 and 4, though, shoot that 11. That is a definitely tight shot if he does hit that, though. Definite props for him if he goes for that. He's going to be going for it. Aaron to shoot. Beautiful shot. Absolutely gorgeous shot. Right between the 2 and the 4. High skill level play there, getting that 11 ball right into that foot string top pocket. Beautiful shot. Another gorgeous shot from Aaron, getting that nice backspin. Nice draw on that shot. Don't know if he's going to try to cut that 13 all the way down or if he's going to try to cut the 12 into that head string top right pocket. Looks like that 13 might be a shot. He looks at the 12, see if he has a good angle on it. He's going to be shooting that 12. Try to get that cut. Don't have to play it hard. Just enough to get it there. Beautiful shot by Aaron. Unfortunately, he did scratch. Didn't get enough English that he wanted on that to get it where it needs to be. Thomas to shoot. Looks like that 4, his prom ball, is going to be his first shot out of this ball in hand. Imagine a little bit of drawing here would get him pretty good shape for that 2. Looks like may go for the 2 here first. Draw back into the 4. Nope, he's going to stick with the 4. Definitely the smart play when it comes to this first shot and this ball in hand. And the way he's going to be running it out. Pushing that 8 ball forward a little bit makes it a little more tricky for Aaron to come up and shoot the 9 after. Smart play by Thomas. Unfortunate miss there, and that's going to give Aaron now a pretty good opportunity to hit that 9 if he wants to take it. It looks like he is going to take it. Gonna have to really draw back to get good shape on that 13, though. With that 13 sitting right up against the rail, doesn't leave him with a whole lot of pockets to really shoot for. Taking his time, looking things over. The 8 ball is going to be stuck right up against the rail after this shot. Definitely trickier shot. Safe where the 8 goes, but that 13 is still in a very, very tough spot for Aaron here. We'll have to see where he goes with it. Looks like he's going to call the middle pocket, call the bank. That 13 being right up against the rail, really got a really good control of the ball. Beautiful shot there. Going to give Aaron gorgeous shape for that 8 ball. As Aaron's going to give Thomas his first loss of this tournament. Beautiful shot by Aaron. Aaron up 1-0 on Thomas. As we had our first round just close out with Dean and Julia. Dean ended up winning that 2-0. Dean up against Vlad, as Julia is going to be going down to play Coulter. Aaron to shoot. Looks like he's going to be shooting stripes in this case. Beautiful shot by Aaron. Beautiful shot by Aaron, getting that 9 into that top pocket. Looks like he's going to be shooting the 12 next. Aaron gets ready to shoot. Going to have to get pretty good shape here when it comes to following up with his next shot. That 11 looks like it's going to be his next shot. Nice stun, nice stop shot here, a little bit of draw. All gets him really good shape towards that 15 and 13. Beautiful shot by Aaron. Unfortunately, it's going to leave him just a little bit short and leave him right up against that 6 ball. Makes for a really tough shot moving forward here, though. Going to have to come off of 1 rail. Going to have to get just enough force on it to get that 15 probably to hit a rail, or a cue ball subsequently to hit the rail after it makes contact. Going to miss, unfortunately. Give Thomas the ball in hand as he breaks that 2 and 3 out. Thomas now has a lot of makeup work to do when it comes to this table. Going to have to really start playing defensive or start clearing balls when it comes to his more defensive shots. That is something that Thomas is good at, though, with how he plays. Definitely a defense-minded player. Doesn't leave a whole lot up to chance when it comes to shots. Unfortunate miss there by Thomas. Unfortunate miss. It's going to give Aaron a pretty good shot at the 14. A little bit of topspin gets him to the 15 and the 13. That 8's really only his problem ball in this case. Only leads to a couple pockets from where he's at right now. Aaron to shoot. Looks like that 14 is going to be his shot. Gonna have to give it a decent amount of topspin. Not too much though. Unfortunate miss, and he wouldn't have had much of a shot after that regardless. Not the worst leave in the world for Aaron. Leaves Thomas with only a couple shots. 1, 2, or the 6. Looks like that 1 is going to be his shot though. Aaron to shoot. Looks like he's going to be calling that 15 into the edge string left corner. Definite tight cut if he can make it. Be a really good shot, and he's going to end up coming just a bit short on it. Thomas to shoot. Looks like that 3 is going to be his next shot. Beautiful shot there, though. Beautiful, beautiful shot by Thomas. Really gives him good shape for that 5. Don't know if he's going to go long or short on it. Probably long, knowing Thomas. He's going to go long on it. Unfortunately, he's just going to rattle out and just sit right in that pocket. Not something you love to see. Good shot by Aaron. Gets him pretty good shape towards that 13 and or 15. Looks like that 13 is his next shot. That 15's blocked just a little too much with the 2. Unfortunate miss there by Aaron. Definitely that cut you want to see. Didn't leave him too much shape though at that 15. Wouldn't have had too many shots at it. Position of that 15, 8 ball doesn't leave Thomas with a whole lot of shots towards that 2. Gonna have to really hope that Aaron breaks that out in a subsequent shot moving forward. Beautiful shot by Thomas. Gives him right up against that rail. Still has enough shape for that 1 to get back down to the 6. As Aaron gets ready to shoot here, not a whole lot of shots left on this table. Only a couple balls left here. Beautiful shot by Aaron. Really, really good position towards that 15. Some topspin here would get great position towards everything. Aaron to take a shot. Beautiful cut by Aaron, and that is going to be game. Beautiful, beautiful shot by Aaron. Aaron goes up 2-0, and that is going to be set. Gorgeous, gorgeous shot. As we get going here with as we get going here in our next set, we are going to be seeing both Vlad and Dean play here. They already had started their match, but with Aaron and Thomas finishing up their match, we are going to be able to catch the second half of their set. Once again, in this set that they had already started, Vlad is already up 1-0. So as we get rolling here, Dean is falling behind in this set just a little bit, but definitely not something that he can't get out of when it comes to come to play. And he is a very good player when it comes to this. Once again, he is our supervisor here over at the gaming den. Definitely plays here a lot. Love to see him here always. As Dean finishes up this rack, gonna be Vlad to break. Beautiful break by Vlad. Left that 8 ball kind of in the middle of the pocket, middle of the table. Well, everything else except for 2 stripes and 1 solid is left down at the foot end of the table. Gorgeous, gorgeous break. Dean up to shoot next. Great shot by Dean. Get some good shape towards that 12 ball, or he can work his way back down this side of the table. Like he is going to be going for the 12 ball first, though. Work his way back down. Looks like that 10 he's looking at next. Going to leave himself not in the greatest position when it comes to his next shot, but something he can still get out of. That 13 or 9 probably going to be his best shot. 9 is definitely good, though. Great contact when it comes to that. Definitely really, really good shot. Made good contact, broke that 9 out, gets the 8 out of the middle of the table, up against the rail, leaves Vlad with some good run out potential here when it comes to his next sets of shots. Dean up to shoot. Great shot by Dean. Great shot by Dean. Gets him down the table enough to where he can shoot 10, followed by the 9. I imagine then the 15, 14, followed by the 8. Another gorgeous shot by Dean, getting that stun just enough up to where he can shoot the 9, work his way back down towards that 15. Dean gets ready to shoot his next ball. Looks like his next shot is going to be the 15. A little bit of topspin on this. Beautiful shot by Dean. Gorgeous shot by Dean there. That was beautiful through and through. Dean, ready to shoot. Great leave by Dean, though. Went for the behind the back shot. Beautiful leave. Glad to shoot. Doesn't get anything in his favor in that shot. Dean can sneak that. Oh, looks like he's going to be going for... Not really sure what Dean's really going for here. Definitely a strange shot. If he were to make this, though, it's definitely highlight material. Doesn't end up making it where he wants it. Once again, not really seeing what he was going for on that shot, but love the ambition from him. Definitely love the ambition, love the game. Unfortunate miss there by Vlad, and it is going to bump out that 14 from the rail and leave that 6 right up against the rail, kind of where that 7's at. Fortunate miss, and that cue ball is going to roll right into the pocket. Glad to shoot. Looks like that 7 is going to go first. I imagine nice stop shot here, followed by the 6. Great shot by Vlad. Another good stop shot here would get him on that 2, followed by a little bit of top spin, gets him to the 4, 3, 1, 8. Doesn't get it where he needs to, but it's going to end up leaving relatively well. Block that 14 just enough, I think, to where he can't get full contact into that pocket. He's going to go for it anyway. Need to shoot. Reevaluating that shot. Looking it over. Looks like he may go for a one rail kick here. Takes his time, finds his angle. He's going to go for the one rail kick. Fortunately, he's going to scratch in the same pocket on back-to-back shots. Unfortunate there from Dean. Beautiful shot by Vlad, breaking out. Just about everything when it comes to the shot. As Vlad misses that shot, unfortunately, it's going to leave Dean relatively well. Got to really be careful of the scratch here once again in the same pocket. Like he's gonna go for a long bank on this. Gonna just come up short on it. Unfortunate there. Might get a nice kiss off the 6 though. Push that 6 closer to the rail. Leave the 14 pretty open when it comes to the table. Lots of pockets for where he can shoot that moving forward. Fortunately, it's not the best leave for Vlad. Definitely want to see that ball move just a little bit further out. Leave Dean with a little bit less of a shot. Gonna play it a little more safe though. Definitely not taking a risk when it comes to scratching again. Dean gets ready to shoot. Looks like that 14 he's gonna cut it. Doesn't get the cut he's looking for. May get a nice kiss, nice carom. Not gonna end up getting. Glad to cut this 4. Leave him good. Shape down the table. Beautiful shot by Vlad. Great shape towards that 6. That was Vlad. I would kiss it off the 2, leave him right behind the 6. Play more defensive shots moving forward. As Vlad misses that cut, it's going to leave Dean pretty open to shoot that 14 moving forward. Then work his way back up the table, get some nice topspin on it, get him back up for that 8 to cut down the rail. Beautiful shot there by Dean. Beautiful leave. Gonna leave him really well when it comes to that 8 down the rail. Absolutely nail it. Beautiful, beautiful shot. As we move to game 3 in our round between Vlad and Dean. It'll be Dean to break, Vlad to rack. Dean to break. Beautiful break by Dean. Beautiful, beautiful break. Fortunately, with the layout of how these balls are, dropping in 2 solids off the break, doesn't have a whole lot of shots at the solids, unfortunately. Might have to shoot stripes or leave it in a space where Vlad only has a opportunity to shoot stripes, no solids. Gonna be going for the 9 here, working his way around. A lot of these stripes are left kind of in the middle of the table, so definitely not the worst playing stripes here in this case. Beautiful shot by Dean. In good position forward. Looks like he might try to call the 10 here. Unfortunate miss on that cut from Dean. Gonna leave Vlad pretty open shot, kind of in the middle of the table, playing these last 5 solids out. Vlad playing that shot just a little bit too hard. Unfortunate from there. Calling the 15 here from Dean off the 11. Definitely tough combo. If he hits it, definite props though. just coming up short on it. Good pace, good speed throughout. Just came up a little bit short on the 11 cut towards that 15. Glad, beautiful shot. Sinking that 5 gives him good shape towards either the 7 or the 2, 4, 6. He has shape on just about every ball on the table from here. It looks like he's going to be shooting 7 next, though. Check that. He's going to be shooting the 4. Unfortunate miss there from Vlad. Definitely, you want to see him make those shots, work his way back up the table towards that 7. That 7, being where it's at right now, is kind of in a pretty precarious spot. Not something you want to leave for the very end with. These shots. Looks like Dean's going to be cutting that 15 to the side. He's going to break it out. Unfortunately, he's going to make Vlad's ball. That is not something you love to see. Not something you like to see, though. Glad to shoot. Looks like that 2. Going to have to work his way pretty far up the table to get on to that 6. Even if he would have made it, that 6 would have been very, very difficult to shoot. Need to shoot the 13. Beautiful, beautiful shot. Back up, going to knock that 2 out of the way just enough. Followed up by the 11. Play it soft. You don't need a whole lot on that. Played it a little too hard. Didn't get the run around he wanted on it. Glad to shoot the 6. Fortunately, just missed it, giving Dean good opportunity to shoot the 15, 10, 12. 10's going to be first, I imagine, with a little bit of top spin. Not a great lead for Dean. This gives Vlad a very, very good opportunity to hear her run out this table on Dean. Little too much. Don't know if that's going to give Vlad enough shape, good enough angle. Probably wanted to play that just a little bit softer, not move so much close to that rail. Good shot by Vlad. Might be a little too straight on, though. You got to really, really be careful. Of a scratch in this case. Gonna hit it. Where's that cue ball gonna end up? It's gonna end up in the pocket, and that is going to be game. Unfortunate lead there. Just enough. Give Dean the 2-1 win against Vlad. Unfortunate in there for Vlad. He's going to drop down to the losers bracket and have to play Kayla in our next set. As we switch over to our lag here between as we switch over to our lag. Looks like it is going to be a Matt Pizzini win on that lag. Beautiful lag by Matt. Gives Matt the lag, Dean the break as we move forward in our bracket. As we get rolling here with our next game between Matt and Dean, we will get our scoreboard fixed up. And we will get rolling with our next game. As Pizzini gets ready to take his next shot. Beautiful shot by Matt. We are going to be joined by one of our players in this tournament, as well as current instructor Thomas. He's going to be hopping on the mic here, and we are going to get things rolling with him. Thomas, thanks for joining me.
On?
Yeah, you're up.
Place extremely phenomenal.
Sorry, we're having a little bit of technical audio issues with Thomas. We will be right back with him here in just a moment, getting just some audio stuff fixed just a little bit with him and his headset that he has.
Hey, there we go. I can hear myself now.
Yeah, we have some two-way audio between Thomas and I. Should make for some really good commentary moving forward, though, as Dean gets ready to shoot here. What do you like to see out of Dean's shot moving forward, shooting these stripes?
I see him shooting stripes. I would have liked him to come out, maybe possibly bank out the 11. That's going to be hard to do now. I see Matt rearing up to do one inside. I'm assuming he's going to follow. Shoot the 6 after, right there by the 8.
Looks like he didn't get enough follow on that to get up towards that 6. He might have to try to shoot 3 here, breaking out the 8 as well as the 11. He might also try to sneak through that 5 and just make contact with it. Looks like where he's aiming right now and the way he's looking at the table, probably won't try to cut that 3 as it'll break out the 11 and the 8. Probably wants to leave those till the end or allow Dean to break them out. Where that 4 is at right now, though, definitely really good opportunity to potentially cut that if he does decide to go for that 4 in this case.
Okay, he's looking at the middle pocket. Oh.
Shooting the 3 here. Probably just going just to make contact with it, not really going for a cut. Just break it out just a little bit, leaving him right up against that 8 ball. Beautiful shot by Matt there. Doesn't leave Dean with a whole lot of opportunities moving forward here.
Good leave on that 3. Blocking his 15. Giving him only the 11, the 10 shoot. I'm not right up next to it, but I believe that A block, the 13. Going to be a tricky shot regardless for Dean. Oh, he's actually. Oh, he's lining it up now. Dean, he can follow Ina out of the way, which should definitely open up some more doors for him in the future.
Did not get Naslov combo into that in that side pocket, the uncalled shot. But broke out his 14 in the process, leaves his 13 and 11 kind of where they need to be for shots towards that 8 ball. Overall, even though he didn't make it, pretty good leave there for Dean. Leaves Matt far shot, shoot that 6. Should be able to break out the 4 with this shot as well from Pizzini moving forward.
Ooh.
He's going to do that. Unfortunately, Matt is going to scratch on that. Gets a pretty nasty carom off that 4. Unfortunately, that ball happens, cue ball just happens to roll right into that head string top right pocket, and that is something pretty uncharacteristic from Matt. You don't see a whole lot of table scratches and pocket scratches from him. Moving forward, I don't expect to see many more, if any, from Matt tonight in this tournament.
There we go. I like where Dean's there, getting his problem balls out of the way, focusing on the next one right in front of him. It looks like he's about to go for that
13 ball. 13 ball, cutting it and working his way back around the table towards that 15 and 14. Unfortunate miss there, and now it's going to leave Matt with only a couple more balls to make. It's pretty even on the table, though. Both players have 4 balls left on this table. The 8 ball is still stuck in the middle of the table. Overall, this is a very, very even playing field for both players.
I feel like Matt's gonna go after the 1. That 2. Maybe try to give himself some more space to shoot the 3 after. Come back on it.
After making that 4 ball, he's going to be shooting 5. I imagine with a little bit of probably topspin here to work on that 6. Draw back towards that 3. May go for 3 in this case, though. Stun back out off the rail towards the 5. Work his way with a little bit of topspin. 6. Shooting the 8, I imagine, into the middle right side pocket would be my guess to where he's going to run out from here.
That's just a phenomenal shot and a phenomenal leave, Matthew. 5. Just a little offset. If he draws back, he can probably come in 8 in the 15. 6, and just like Hunter was saying, 8 the center pocket to the right side.
Looks like he is going to go for a draw on this shot. Great call, Thomas. That is a definite pro call when it comes to figuring out where that ball is going to go. He's going to just draw it straight back right between that 8 and that 15. Wonderful shot there by Matt. Gets in great shape. Nice stop shot here. Even if it comes off the rail a little bit, that 8 is just lined and ready to go into that middle pocket. Matt to shoot the 6. Doesn't need a whole lot of juice on this shot. Not going to leave a whole lot of juice in that shot. Once again, that 8 ball is just lined up and ready to go in that middle pocket. Beautiful all-around run out by Matt. Those 4 balls just ended up understanding where to shoot the ball, what kind of English to give. Just really good run out by Matt, and that's going to be 1-0 Matt in our semifinals set between Matt and Dean.
Good playing on both parts. Phenomenal movement across the table. You can really tell how much power someone is putting onto that cue ball by the way it glides up across. Now, it is alternate break.
As Matt broke game 1, it is going to be Dean to break in game 2. Dean going to have to play pretty defensive moving forward if he wants to have a shot at beating Matt in this race to 2, as Matt, a very seasoned player over here in Missoula. He does play in Top of the Zoo, which is a league-style play here in Missoula, and he is typically ranked pretty high in it. One of our former instructors, and we have some current instructors as well who play in Top of the Zoo league tournament play around Missoula. So definitely something that Dean will have to look at moving forward is how defensive he can play against Matt while still leaving himself good for his shots and his ball position on the table where it needs to be. As Dean breaks, nothing goes in on that break, which isn't the worst case scenario. Matt looks like he's going to be wanting to shoot stripes here. Yeah.
Go 15, follow. Try to thread that.
The 12 ball moving forward. It looks like he may also try to shoot the 14 as he was lining up to see if that 14 went through between the 4 and the rail. Looks like shooting these stripes moving forward is going to be pretty good layout for Matt here. We'll see where he goes after. He's going to be going solid on this case. Trying to figure out where these balls go. Beautiful shot by Matt, though, getting that one just straight down the rail. Beautiful, beautiful shot. As he looks forward here, might try to thread that cue ball right between 3 and the 8. Move towards that 6 and 5 area. Looks like that's exactly what he's going to be ended up doing. As he looks at the table, the 3 and the 5 are really more of his problem balls in this case. Not really a whole lot of opportunity to shoot much here. He lines up towards that 6 ball, though. He's going to cut that in, I imagine, pretty easily here for Matt. These tight table cuts are something he really strives to work on day to day, month to month, and year to year while he's playing.
Up at 5. Come back here.
Beautiful shot by there by Matt, though. Overall, just fundamentals through and through when it comes to getting that shot all the way over. Getting a very, very nice leave towards that 2 and 3 area. May shoot the 4 first, looking his way around. Like he's going to be shooting the 2, I imagine. A little bit of topspin, get him towards that 3, followed by the 4, 7, and 8 ball would be my run out scenario here if I was Matt. Beautiful shot there by Matt, though. Probably not the leaf, not the pocket he was looking to shoot it in, but looks like he's going to be maybe going for the 4 here. Looking at different angles, different shapes and different English to where he needs to leave that cue ball to where he can either thread it between the 12 and the 14 or between the 8 and the 12. Looking at every possible outcome for where he needs to shoot. Super smart player when it comes to this game. Really, really good at understanding cue ball control, what English to give the ball, as well as where the cue ball needs to land to make his next shot. I thread it right between. That is just a gorgeous fundamental shot. Got a little bit too much on it from where he wanted that to be left. Looks like that 7 is going to have to be his next shot. He's going to work his way back up and around, leave that 4 for the last ball before he has to shoot the 8. Always thinking a few steps ahead is Matt over here. Tends to think out where he needs to leave the ball, cue ball, even 2-3 balls down the line where he needs to leave it to have good shape and good position for future shots.
Oh, there we go. He left quite ways across the table. Not too terrible, but an inch cut. And I'm just imagining how he's going to get back on the 8 after coming close to the 4. I'd imagine he'd want to follow through, come back around the table, end up almost same area where he is right now. Although that can be quite tricky when you're across the table like this, especially when you're so close to the rail.
Matt to shoot. Should be able to, like Thomas was saying, get good shape towards that. He's going to end up missing it, but just beautiful shape through and through. Finds that knuckle. Would have had great shape there. Great, great, great shape.
What his first shots are look like? I'd imagine he'd go for. Oh,
Looks like he's going for that 13 first. Fortunately, he's going to slop a couple balls in on that. Not the worst leave in the world. Leaves Matt pretty far deep on the head string of the table with his 4-ball down on the foot string. Doesn't leave Matt a whole opportunity. He's probably going to have to play safe here and kind of leave that cue ball, bump out the 4 just a little bit off the rail and leave the cue right behind it to give Dean really no shot at any of his balls.
this kind of safety takes a lot of precision, a lot of practice. Very consistent at shots like these. Something we strive for here at the university.
That's exactly what we're going to see out of Matt here. Super soft shot, not leaving a whole lot up to chance.
Oh, he tried to back cut it, back bank it.
Very
Ape on that.
surprising. Very, very surprising coming from Matt there. Really would have thought he would have played more defensive coming into that shot. But see something new every day.
Ape on that would have left perfect for the 8-ball back in his pocket on the side as we see up to the table.
Gonna miss it just barely.
It's not bad shape for Dean to leave Matt in. Right with the table. Just looking at a back cut or a back bank right behind the 9 and the 8. That would leave him face on the 8 to deliver the pocket right there. Call. Shots are kind of tricky. You want to hit them too hard or else they end up straightening out. You want to get enough ink to spin to take control.
An unfortunate carom there off the 9 for Matt. Definitely something that he didn't want to see there. Would have left him not the greatest towards that 8, but definitely still a workable shot. But with that 9 being in the way now, it leaves Dean pretty good opportunity here to run out a couple balls before Matt will get a shot again. Looks like he's going to get almost another 2 for there. Really, really working the table when it comes to these 2 for, as I like to call them, 2 for 1/4 shots.
11 down. Line up for the 8 or for the 9. Apologies.
Looking at the 15 and the 12 though. Got 2 balls on one side, other one on the other, that 8. Personally, I'd be shooting the 12 followed by the 15, draw back out for the 9, then the 8, but
I think he's thinking for the 9 draw. Get shape on the 15. Oh,
good shape though. I like the shape that Dean was looking for on that. Fortunately, didn't get enough roll on that ball. Leaves Matt with a really good opportunity here to run out. A little bit stun shot. Don't need a whole lot on this. That 4-ball goes pretty easily into the middle pocket, and then the 8-ball into that top right foot head of the pocket, foot string of the table. So I expect Matt to run out on this here.
comes up around. Oh,
Just a little bit short when it comes to the amount of topspin. A little bit more would have given him gorgeous shape towards that 8-ball. Now he's going to have to.
yeah, I'm curious if he's going to safety here or try to go for the cut. I imagine if he went for the cut, there is a possible scratch that could come with that.
I'm thinking he goes for the bank here. Full table bank off this. That is definitely something. A little bit of topspin on that. Leaves him safe from any scratches. Looking at his tangent line moving forward here. A little quick tangent line look as he looks back towards the pocket, figuring out where he needs to shoot it. Matt for the win. And he is going to absolutely just miss it. It's going to come up just short on that. Doesn't leave Dean terrible when it comes to that. He's going to have to shoot the 12 first. Soft shot, you don't need a whole lot on this to get enough shape for that 15. Don't want to see Dean force any shots here moving forward, but him missing that one shot, unfortunately, that is going to close out this game and this set. Matt, pretty simple shot moving forward here with the 8 ball into that foot string top bottom left pocket on your guys' screen, but
That was a really good attempt by Dean to get that 12 in.
that is going to be 2-0 Dean or Matt, and move on for Aaron and Matt. We're gonna figure out where we are at in the bracket as we get things rolling with us. I'd like to thank Thomas for joining me during that last game between Dean and Matt as we see Dean move down. As you look at the bracket, Thomas, you see yourself down the loser side of the bracket. Do you see yourself being able to work your way back up?
Yeah, I imagine it's going to be a tough battle against some competitive players playing as well as they are. I imagine play some pretty good games and have a learning experience above all. Try to learn something from playing. Hopefully, extend my pool playing knowledge and my skills a little bit higher than what they are now. I really am excited to play again. Thank
Sweet.
you.
Yeah, as we see Aaron and Matt lag for their break, it is going to be a Matt win of that lag as we get rolling here in our next set. Once again, it is going to be between Aaron and Matt. Once again, I'd like to thank the University of Montana as well as the University of Montana Gaming Den and the University of Montana Center for hosting us tonight. Once again, we are at the University of Montana University Center, second level. If you guys are around the university and want to come check out our space, definitely do highly recommend. We have competitive rates for downtown pool as well as just around Missoula. Definitely a really good place. We got 7 tables here, 7 pool tables. We have 4 table tennis tables. We have 10 gaming PCs. We have retro consoles, modern gaming consoles, as well as 3 new dartboards here. So definitely do recommend if you guys are in the neighborhood to come check us out. Highly recommend it. Dry break for Matt as it now jumps to Aaron to shoot. Looks like he's going to be shooting down these stripes in this first game of our semifinals. Beautiful shot by Aaron. Gives him good shape towards a couple balls at this table. Looks like he's going to be shooting the 9 next. Great shot, great draw. Overall, just a beautiful, beautiful shot. I will be stepping away just for a moment. Alex is going to be taking over the headset. Alex, once again, our tournament lead and overall, I would say host for this evening. Really getting this whole thing put together for us tonight. So without further ado, I'd like to pass the mic over to Alex to help commentate the rest of this game and potentially even the rest of the set as I will be back momentarily.
All right, good evening, everyone. Adjust these levels. All right. Nice little instructor tournament going down tonight. Nothing too serious, but definitely some good shooting with some well-seasoned players. Looks like we're sitting 0-0 on this set with Matt and Aaron, 2 former pool instructors with serious credentials. Matt playing in some leagues around here in Missoula, including the BCA 10 ball league, which I encountered him on that circuit this summer, and to say the least, I definitely kind of got whooped, but that's the beauty of pool. I almost prefer playing people that are better than me, so definitely a great learning experience. If he gets the 6 ball down, kind of thin cut there. Or, pardon me, the 4 ball looks like. Nice light shot. Maybe he was trying to get on the 5 ball. 5 ball with a little center. Get some angle on the 7 and come back down and clean up. 1, 2, 3. Have a little straight on it. Might have to use some stun or some power to get out of this predicament back up table. Was able to get out of that 7 ball with kind of punching up off that rail. It's like trying to coach that 1 ball in the upper right pocket. Effortless. Seems to be a Pizzini staple. Notice that 9 ball compression shirt too under his tee. That's how you know someone is the real deal. I don't know if he's going for a kick here or no. I guess maybe he's trying to 6 ball on our bottom right here and leave enough shape on the 3. 2 ball, you're kind of gonna have to get up behind it there. Any shape? Oh, I guess going for the 3 ball. Nice light tactical hit. Gonna have another thin kind of splice for that 6 ball. Maybe gonna have to have some serious draw to get around. Hopefully just back up and down for the 2. Maybe a little bit of a bump on that 2. Might also clean up his shape. All right, well, good pot for sure. I think, yeah, this is definitely a doable bank. Shape on the 8, as long as he could kind of kill that cue ball after the contact. Should just be able to kind of hold position and put that 8 ball down into that center right. Made it, but landed a little heavy on the 8. Now to avoid a double hit here, probably gonna have to elevate at least to some extent. Might be executing the bridge here. Might be tempting to just default to wanting to call that bottom left, but any sort of power put into that shot or loss of control of the cue ball, it's a direct deposit into the right center. Absolutely beautifully executed safety there. enough speed to get the 8 ball rolling a bit, but yeah, tucked that cue ball right back behind there and making this effort a kick on Aaron's front. Good hit. Bit of a hang ball here, but Matt's known to be pretty tactical on these long shots. Let's see what he could pull out of the hat tonight. All right, Matt got that. Also important pot. Even at 1-0. Reminder, we're doing race to twos tonight. No deeply prolonged sets, but these tend to work out pretty well. And even if they seem a little bit fast moving in the beginning, once the games kind of saturate and we get closer to the semifinals and the finals, they end up turning out pretty well. All right, cool shot there by Matt. Did end up a little bit tucked up behind the 8 ball, but punched that 2 out. Potted that, I believe, 7 ball. Yeah. All right. Bit of an unfortunate kick there. Ended up leaving Aaron, ball in hand. If we could break out some of these stripes, particularly maybe the 15 ball and the 11. Decent leave on the 13. Maybe he hits 9 ball, but that would kind of leave awkward position unless he comes all the way up and back. Actually, it looks like he still has that 14. Nice hit. All right, last 3 here. Let's see how he kind of gets up and deals with that 15 and 10 ball. Yeah, it's a 14. That right back out, slingshotted. Sliced that 6 with a good leave on probably the 3 ball. I don't know if 1 ball goes, it might. Maybe he's going for that 5. Maybe the 5 with some stop to end up on the 2 ball? Or radical follow. Got the job done. Then some. Textbook leave. Kind of a neat safety there. Actually ended up working well. Even if it was a little bit brute forced, it was not a mindless safety by any means. Could really elevate, maybe get a hit on the 2, but accuracy is pretty much out the window. Might have to tap that 3 and get the 8 ball out for future purposes. See what call he makes. Really trying to scope out if this 15 has any leeway here. I don't think it clears the 14, at least to my eye. Or the 12, excuse me. Going for a combo. Oh, butter. I stand corrected. Rail first. Well, actually, I think he just got around it. That was a nice shot. Just barely missed that cut.
Aaron gets ready to take a shot. Looks like he might try to squeeze that by. He's not going to end up getting it. It's gonna leave pretty quality there, though. Matt up to take a shot. Down 3 balls on this table. Beautiful shot there by Matt, though. Absolutely gorgeous. Getting him lined up for the 2. Gonna need a lot of work here to get back on that one, though. That one is not in the greatest spot. Beautiful shot there by Matt, though. Unfortunately, not the greatest leave. He's going to have a lot of work to try to figure out where this one's going to end up going. Quick little score update for everyone back home as we have Forrest ended up beating Vlad 2-0. That's going to end the night for Vlad as Forrest is now going to be playing up against Thomas. Beautiful safe shot there by Matt. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be safe enough as Aaron's probably going to cut this all the way down. At least all the way over to that other pocket. After the set, I will switch back over to our bracket to show y'all how that is rolling around right now. Not a whole lot of sets left in our bracket. Figuring out where we're going to be up next after this set. We will see where Aaron and Matt are at in their set, and we'll make things work as we move along. Unfortunate overcut there by Aaron. I think with the layout of how that is, I think Matt is probably going to end up clearing here against Aaron. Doesn't need a whole lot of juice here to get back up towards that 8. Way too much juice there from Matt, though. Definitely still a cuttable shot, but that was put a lot of mustard on that one. That dog had too much mustard on it. But we'll see if Matt can close this game out, close the set out up against Aaron. See right now. Beautiful shot there by Matt, and that is going to close up this set 2-0 Matt. Jake and Alex. So we will get things rolling here. Fun little exhibition game between Alex and Jake. As we get things rolling here. Alex to break in our exhibition game as we await our next set between Forrest and Thomas. Once they are done with their first game, we will get them on our TV table and we will get things rolling for their game too. Beautiful shot there by Jake. Good Lord, that was such a good bank shot. Absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous shot there. Unfortunate scratch there by Jake. He's just kind of shooting to have fun, it looks like, here. As an exhibition game, he's not really taking things a whole serious right now. Alex to shoot. All the pressure is going to be on him to close out this exhibition game. All the pressure, Alex. It's all on you. Everyone at home is watching. 15 million people, and he's going to miss the ball. Jake, to get on the 8, he's going to need a lot of force to put into this. He's going to give it everything he's got to get on that 8. He's going to give too much on it. Yep. Jake, to close out our exhibition game, he's going to go for a full table kick. All right, as we get going here between Forrest and Thomas in our losers bracket quarterfinals, Forrest is up 1-0 on our not live table, not so live table, but as we switch him over to our live table, Forrest to break for game 2. Beautiful break by Forrest, absolutely gorgeous. Everything's kind of left in one side. Made a ball off the break. That is ideal where you want to look for in a break. Beautiful shot by Forrest. Shooting out these solids. Absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous shot. Goes to shoot the 3. Imagine followed by the 4. Forrest to shoot the 1. Beautiful shot. Unfortunate miss there by Thomas, though. Beautiful shot there by Thomas. And that is going to close out between Thomas and Forrest, as now we will have Quinn and Forrest up in as we get going to our lag. I will switch back over to I don't think there's actually going to be any prizes for this tournament. I think it's just kind of bragging rights moving forward here. We didn't really have any prizes set up lined up, but overall, more of just a fun overall tournament for all of our players here today, and really just working towards the best quality streams we can produce. And yep, exactly, best quality pool. That is super, super good and super important for us to have here moving forward over at the Gaming Den. So looks like we're going to be seeing a magic rack on the table for the first time this tournament. Haven't seen those yet, but have a nice flat rack moving forward here, and should be looking good as we move along to our next game. Quinn to rack, Forced to break.
Dr. Sim.
Beautiful break by Forrest, as Matt is also saying that is just a ideal break. The 8 ball is just in the center of the table. Really good spread throughout. The cue ball is left in foot string of the pocket, foot string of the table, I guess. And really only has a couple shots here, really going to be working towards those solids moving forward for Forrest. Beautiful shot down the rail for Forrest.
Really uses.
Another really good shot by Forrest, bumping out that 9.
Solves the rack.
Forrest to shoot the 2. Beautiful shot again. 4, I imagine, then 1, 6, 8. Fortunately, he's going to miss the 4, though.
I thought it was.
Let's look at Quinn. This semifinal game 1. Going to leave a really well now to shoot that 14 down the rail. Fortunately, it's going to come up just a bit short when it comes to that. Kind of an unfortunate leave there for Quinn. Shooting the 1, going to give it some top right, probably to move back out for 6. Played a little soft off the rail, actually. Nice stun shot there. Gets him to the 4. Gonna leave, try to find that empty space, that fun little triangle that was built between the 4, 13, and 14.
Even if he did, he did. Actually, part about comp.
Looks like that 9 might
Nine.
be. Great
Easier
shot.
said than done, though.
Definitely easier said than done. It's easy job for me to just call out the shots as I see them.
Armchair.
Much more
armchair
difficult.
players. I'm a
Much more difficult playing on the table. And that top-down view of the table definitely helps to see these shots a little bit easier sometimes.
top down.
I see a cut on this 10 here moving forward. Bump that 8 out of the way a little bit. Still leaves Forrest really well for that 6. Might be a little too much. As Matt's saying, definitely danger of a scratch here, but play a little softer. Should be just safe. Beautiful shot by Forrest. Game 1 in the books. Forrest is up 1-0 on Quinn. Forrest to rack. Quinn to break as we get into our game 2.
Cheating.
Definitely a really good show out here for Quinn tonight. Newer player too. Us over at the Gaming Den. First semester teaching here, yes. And he's been balling up all day. Definitely really respect Quinn for coming out tonight, playing, don't want to say out of his league against players, but playing against some more difficult opponents tonight has definitely, I think, is going to improve his game quite a bit moving forward.
I
Well,
was talking with Al. Idea. Oh, previous instructor probably going to be stronger than the current. But what you do is you get a roster of your advanced students. I was off. Oh, and
beautiful, beautiful shot there.
then yeah, so then you do doubles. Instructor. Yes. Gotta level it.
Definitely. Seeing a doubles tournament potentially in the future, definitely a strong capability and a strong possibility that we could see moving forward here. Having that idea of prospect instructors as well as current and former instructors pairing up together with them and really moving forward with our pool of prospect instructors moving up and kind of as like a trial run almost with how we see instructors and how we gauge on who can be an instructor here.
Nice shot. Yep.
As Quinn looks for his next shot, looking like that 2 might be in the way just enough to where it won't be able to hit the 13. Beautiful shot there by Quinn, though. What I can see at the table and the top-down view, I don't quite know if that goes past the 3. Unfortunately, might have to shoot the 10 here a little early. Looks like he's going to go for it, though. Looking like maybe our top-down view's not the greatest angle at it. It looks like it's going to just barely sneak through. Beautiful shot there.
Yeah, but now what?
Looking for maybe a 1 rail from the 10, but that 1 kind of gave it a little too much on it, and that.
He runs.
Quinn to shoot the 11. Looks like he's going to try to sneak that right through. Unfortunately, he's going to miss, and he's going to shoot that 8. 8 goes first. Unfortunately, that's going to give Forrest the ball in hand.
With ball.
Ideally, either the 4 or the 3. Looks like he is going to be shooting that 3 right there. Give it a little bit of top, send that 4 down to the other side.
I don't know.
Shooting the 5. Running out a couple balls, even if he doesn't get great shape on that 4. Being up a couple balls on Quinn might be just enough. Shooting the 1-6, gets a little bit of follow. Maybe try to work his way back towards that 4 off of 1 rail. A little bit of follow here. Try to break out that 11, or just unfortunately, it's going to leave just enough off that to where you got to watch that 11 now.
Nothing can.
Going to go for a full table kick here. Probably unfortunate. Hit the knuckle of it, and that's going to give Quinn the ball in hand. That 4 and 11 tied up where they are right now, though.
Taught my final lesson. Hit it in hope. Hit it in hope.
3H is a pool.
Nice.
Hit hard and hope.
Nice. I mean,
Unfortunate miss there, but leaves relatively safe here for Quinn. I think that cut might be a little too tight, especially with that 11 poking out just a little bit too much. I don't think he has the right kind of shape for it. But
that all the way to the.
we will see where it goes. And that is a gorgeous cut from Forrest, and that is going to be a run out here for Forrest. Beautiful closeout game to that. That is going to be 2-0 Forrest, and we are going to be on to our loser side of the bracket. Forrest is up 2-0 as we looks like we have Forrest is going to be pulling out of this tournament, giving Quinn the advantage, and that's going to be 2-0 to Quinn, even though Forrest had won that set. Forrest looks like he is going to be done for tonight. Going to be now Aaron and Quinn in our Losers final. Our lag. Both lags are pretty heavy-handed here. Looks like it is going to be a Aaron win on that lag. As we see Aaron and Quinn up now in our losers finals overall semifinals match of this, as we will get rolling here. We have see the magic rack being pulled out again for Aaron and Quinn. Once again, it's Quinn to rack, Aaron to break, as we will get things rolling in our loser half of the bracket finals match. Once again, it is going to be a race to 2.
Foul. Touch foul.
Looking at this rack, it looks like Aaron is going to be shooting stripes. Probably not the move I would go for here. I'd be shooting solid here with how open everything is. Looks like that is what Aaron's going to end up be shooting here. Unfortunate miss there by Aaron. Win to shoot. Unfortunate miss there. Going to give Aaron now an opportunity to once again shoot at these solids. Going to try to cut the 6 in. Good shot by Aaron there. Has a couple options now. Looks like he's going to be shooting the 2 next. Followed up, I imagine, by... Ooh. Didn't get enough on that. Going to have to be moving his way back down the table, shooting at the 7, try to break out that 4 in the process. Gets that 5 out of the way. missing on that 3 is definitely a more difficult shot there, and didn't get the right kind of English on it. But we got Quinn up to shoot. Looks like he's going to be shooting the 14. A little bit of topspin on there. Bumps it out just enough to where you the what a great shot by Quinn. Getting enough English on there to be able to give it now a little bit of top right to bump his way back up towards that 12 area. Come off the rail. Beautiful shot there by Quinn. Gets him enough there. A little bit of top here will bump out the 9. Probably the 4 in the process as well, but not the end of the world if you're looking at Quinn. Definitely more of a safety shot here from Quinn up next, I imagine. Breaking out his 2 problem balls right next to each other, being that 13 and that 11. At the same time, not breaking out that 4 in the process. Beautiful shot, keeping that 4 and 9 intact while breaking out his 11 and 4 in the process, leaving Aaron a couple opportunities still to break out that 4 with that 7 in the process. Going to have to shoot the 1 and the 3 first, though. Looking like that 7's going to be his next shot, breaking out the 4 in the process. Didn't get the breakout he's looking for, and it's going to leave him stuck right behind that 9. Unfortunate leave there from Aaron. Definitely not something you're looking for when you're shooting those balls. Bringing out the bridge. Looking at breaking out the 4 in this next shot. Gonna have to play a little harder to make sure that 4 gets all the way down the table while you're breaking this out. Not hitting the 9. Got to really be careful. That 9 poking out just past the 4 doesn't leave a whole lot of room.
Hello. Test. There we go. Cool.
As we see Quinn take his next couple shots, that 9 now being open, that's going to be his ball to get on the 8 moving forward here. Shooting, I would go the 11 first here in this case. Where it's at right now. Like he's going to draw back towards that 11. It's beautiful drawback though. Beautiful draw. Gonna need to see that again from Quinn here, though. It's done over off the rail. It's another great draw, moving his way back towards that.
Test.
Beautiful shot by Quinn, though. What a close out by Quinn. He makes this 8. That is going to be 1-0 Quinn.
Where you at?
Beautiful shot by Quinn. That is going to be 1-0 win as we move into our game 2. Something to think about is it's also going to be Quinn's break moving into game 2. Aaron broke game 1, winning that lag. It's going to be game 2, Quinn break.
Running out. Disaster.
Not
Or
pulling
AA
out,
run.
not pulling out the magic rack this next rack though. Keeping it to the nice. triangle racks.
He'll give him a.
Like that magic rack is going to be pulling out though as we get moving forward here. Looks like it's starting off in the triangle rack and might just try to roll it forward, getting a nice figuring out where each ball goes in the rack before you place it on the magic rack.
Just. Hello. Hello.
Window break. Big break by Quinn.
There's no way. Thought the 3 was.
Leaving the cue ball back into the head string corner pocket. Definitely really good leave there from Quinn. Only leaves Aaron with shooting these solids as it looks like right now with how close that cue ball is to that pocket and towards that knuckle.
Don't think. Oh, with
14. Yeah, not a whole lot of problem balls when it comes to these solids. Looking at the table, I don't really see any problem balls. Looking at it, really the only problem ball on this table is going to be that 14. An unfortunate miss there by Aaron leaves table open for Quinn to now shoot at these solids and or stripes, really whatever he feels like he has the best look at, and he is going to be going for solids here. Definitely the smart play here. And stun out towards that one. End up missing it.
arm good.
Slopping into. Fortunately, it's not going to be called shot.
Oh, look. Left the white. Really weird.
Looking at his next shot, looking like that 9 ball is going to be
Gambling. Oh.
almost. That was super close from Aaron. Getting that carom off the 11 into the 13. Just hit it a little too much.
I called it.
Little too much on that, and just ended up coming up short on that shot.
Five, 6. A short guy.
Unfortunate miss there by Quinn coming up just on the top end of that knuckle and just knuckling out on that shot. Leaves Aaron now a shot at that 10 ball. A little bit of forward or
And that's a shot at winning the rack. Hands.
unfortunate miscue there. Unfortunate miscue. Made contact with the cue ball and the 11. Gives Quinn now a ball in hand as no ball made contact
What are you getting rid of?
after that rail. Looking at the table, 5 is a little bit of follow on this, or even a stop shot gets that 14 open for Aaron, but it also clears that 7. Looking at the table after that, 1.
Copy.
Aaron to shoot the 13. Shooting the 15. Give it a little bit of the center ball on it. You don't need a whole lot on that to get the 11 after that, or even the 14. 14 now, pretty good shot if you want to really open up this table for Aaron.
Oh,
Beautiful shot by Aaron. Looks like where he's at right now, that 3 kind of blocks a whole lot of the that pocket. Might have to go for a full table kick here or bank. Looking at where he needs to be for that 8, gonna need quite a bit of topspin to get beat after this 14. Pending he makes the 14. Gonna play it safe though.
pocket, I think.
Unfortunate miss there by Quinn on that 4 ball. Really.
Worked on it. Strap.
Quinn looking at this, his next couple shots, probably will have to start playing a little safer. More safety shots as he works his way back up and around the table. Looking like he may get 2 and 1. Beautiful shot there
one
by
at a
Quinn.
time. One at a time.
Beautiful shot there. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous.
Oh no! He said I'm.
Too much topspin on that. Really, really, really. Just a bit too much on that. Way too much. All brakes, no gas. All gas, no brakes on that topspin. Aaron, close out this game. 8 in the side. Ended up missing it. Gave it just a little, getting a little too fancy with that shot, it looks like there. Giving Quinn another prime opportunity here. Doesn't need a whole lot on this. Unfortunate miss there. Unfortunate miss there. Unfortunate miss. Beautiful shot by Aaron. Beautiful, beautiful shot. 1-1, game 3. Going to game 3. We'll see Aaron to break again. Quinn to rack. As we go into our final game of the set, looks like it is going to end up being a dry break. Unfortunate there from Quinn. Scratching on that, giving Aaron a ball in hand to really do whatever he wants with this table. Great draw there by Aaron, getting all the way back up and around. Looks like he has a couple opportunities here to shoot. Looks like he's going to be going for the 2 next. Going to be putting that all the way down the rail. He's going to come up just a bit short on that cut, though. Quinn shooting the 11. Comes up just a bit short on that. Bumps that 3. Very, very nice way, actually. Leaves him long. Doesn't give him opportunity to shoot 3 quite yet. Looks like that 2 or that 4 is going to be Aaron's next shot. It's going to be 2 first. But missing it, giving Quinn really good shape towards that. The 12 ball here as we move forward. Missing it, and he's going to end up putting that 15 exactly where he doesn't want it, right up against that 13 and that 8. That is going to be a tough out for Quinn moving forward. Going to really have to rely on really good cue ball control as well as a little bit of luck probably moving forward. Looks like he could be breaking out that 15 with this next shot, though. Not really a whole lot of other shots on this table. That 15, it is clear of that 8. It does go in that head string top left pocket. Definitely quality shot if he can do that. Give a little top spin on that. Not as much as last game, but a little bit of top spin on that would give him a good shot at the 12. Top spin on that would give him a shot at the 10, followed by 11, 14 back at the head string or the foot string pocket, top right pocket. That 9's in a really, really tough spot. Looking like he's going to maybe try to cut that 9 now, break it out now. Got to really be careful of a scratch, though. Quinn just tying himself up left and right at this table. Not doing himself a whole lot of favors and breaking out too many balls here. Definitely a tough out for Quinn moving forward here. All Aaron's got to do is keep playing safe, taking balls one at a time, not really forcing anything moving forward, trying to keep that 15 and 13 and 8 kind of all clumped together. Quinn to shoot, looking like that 11. Sending it over to the rail. Gets him on both the 9. That 10 does clear all the way down. Missing it. Pressure's on now for Quinn. He's going to start to have to play a little more aggressive, because Aaron only has to play a little more defensive moving forward here. Great shot by Aaron. Stunning that ball all the way down. Gets him a really, really good shot at the 1. Followed by the 4. 7, 2, 6. That 8 is really only his problem ball. He's going to have to figure out a way to break that out. Next couple of shots. Doesn't need to break it out immediately, but going to have to break that out probably towards that 6 or 7 ball. Moving forward here, going to have to break that 8 out. Have any shot at winning this. Any shot at winning this set in this game. Aaron to shoot the 4. Would like to see probably a little bit more topspin on that, getting that cue ball down the table a little bit more. End up missing it. As we see Quinn, he's going to be shooting that 11. Get a nice stop shot, and he does get the nice stop shot. Beautiful, beautiful shot. A little bit of top spin, shooting that 9 next. Gets him on for the 10. Draw back for the 14. Followed by trying to figure out a way to break out that 13 and 15 in the process. Those are difficult, difficult, difficult shots to be made here. Broke out that 14 a little bit. Not the worst thing in the world. Just going to have to really work for it now. Looking at the table for Quinn, playing it safe here might not be the worst play in the world. Shooting at that 12, leaving him kind of stuck behind. Doesn't leave him a whole lot of shots towards that 6, 7, 2, or 4 for Aaron. Doesn't get the breakout, and he doesn't get the kiss either off that 14. No, unfortunate miss there. Unfortunate miss. Aaron to shoot the 4. It's a little bit past the middle of the pocket. Gonna have to play this pretty soft here. Even then after that, don't really know where he's gonna be going. So not a whole lot left on this table for Aaron. Looks like he's gonna be working his way up and around. Shooting the 7 next, followed by I imagine the 2. Getting the 6 at the same time, breaking out the 8 in the process. Be my ideal run out here for Aaron. Just knuckled out of that, unfortunately, for Aaron. Quinn's going to have to play aggressive here and break that 15 out a little prematurely. Once again, it's not touching that 8, and it's not touching that 13, so it is fair game here for Quinn. Going to get the break out of the 13. Unfortunately, that cue ball is just going to be stuck right there, right against the 15. Very, very close to making both balls there, both the 13 as well as the cue ball, but ended up avoiding both sides of that. Watch the roll of that cue ball. It looks like it's going to have just enough legs and not go all the way in. That is a beautiful, beautiful shot by Aaron. Going to be back cutting this 2 here. Once again with Quinn breaking up that other 2. Fortunately, that one is going to have enough legs, and that one is going to go directly into that other pocket. Looking at where he's at the table here for Quinn, giving that a little bit of top spin. A little bit of follow here gets him on the 14, followed by 15, 12, finally 8, I imagine, into this foot string bottom left pocket is my idea of where Quinn's thinking right now. Obviously, I'm not a mind reader. Quinn can do really whatever he wants here, but as a pure spectator of this and someone who understands the game quite a bit, that is my ideal run out looking at this situation. Beautiful break out of the 15 there by Quinn. Breaking out that 15 is ideal when it comes to this next shot. Playing it soft here, getting just past the 2, but not all the way against the rail. Definitely really good if he can hit this. I think he can definitely run this table out. Unfortunate miss there by Quinn. Would have had the 12 as well. Really, really good leave, though. Really safe leave with not being able to shoot that 6 next. Really, really safe leave by Quinn. Leaving Aaron only that 2. Good safe play by Aaron. Really just blocking up that 12. Forcing Quinn now to shoot the 15. If I was Quinn, I would just do the same thing back, leave him behind the 2. Not in contact with the 6. Quinn going for the aggressiveness. Got to really be careful of not to scratch here, though. Doesn't get it. Blocks up that 6, though. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous shot there by Quinn. Even though he gave up that 2 ball, that 6 ball is locked up when it comes to finding an open pocket for it. He really has to, really only one shot at this, and that's to thread it between the 15 and the 8 into that bottom left footstring pocket. Breaks out that 8. Gives him a little bit more openness to this table. Still that 15 where it's out right now is a very, very tight cut if he can hit this. Still a really good leave there from Aaron. Really giving Quinn a run for his money when it comes to clearing out this table. No easy shots. No easy shots given for either player. Looking over at his shots, Quinn really only has one shot here, and that's to shoot the 15 down. Fortunately, it's such a tight shot that really can't put too much on it. Good shot by Quinn, though. Really gives Aaron now a really tight cut. Something that Aaron has struggled with a little bit today are these tighter cuts, especially having to get all the way back up the table towards that 8. Going to be a heck of a shot if he does make it, though. Does end up coming just a bit short, and it's going to be for Quinn here. Shooting that 12 is going to be his ideal play moving forward here. Leaving that 15 in the middle of the table is where it needs to be. Really being in the middle of the table. Really, really open now for Quinn. A little bit left straight on that, but Quinn can definitely cut that and still be pretty safe without the thought of scratching here. As long as he just leaves it nice and soft towards that 8, could be game, set, and match for Quinn. Right kind of leave, unfortunately, just ended up coming just a bit short and shooting that 15 first. Aaron to shoot. A little bit off center hit here. Could be pretty rudimentary there for Aaron, though. Does he get enough to come back up the table? It's going to be a really, really tough full table bank here. Seen Aaron make these before, as he likes to yell full table before he makes these shots. I don't know if we'll hear it here today, but the off chance that you are able to hear it. Not the worst shot in the world. for the full table bank here. Missing it, watching the roll. Just hit the knuckle. Got really, really safe on that there. Really, really lucky when it comes to that shot. Win. Put that 15 all the way down. Does end up hitting it. Beautiful, beautiful shot by Quinn. He has one shot left to make, and that's that 8 in that middle pocket. Makes the shot. Going to be moving back up, working his way back up, all the way up to the winner side to play Matt in our grand finals. Quinn, final shot. Does he hit it? All the pressure. Comes up just short on it. Still a safe leave, though. Safe, safe, safe leave. Aaron go for the one rail, or does he try to cut it? A little bit of playful banter in the background between some of our spectators, former players, current players playing in this tournament. Goes for the one rail. It's going to come up just short on it. Safe leave, though. Very, very safe leave. Forcing Quinn to play a full table here on this one, looking like. Aaron close out this set with a tight, tight, tight cut. Does not get it. Does not get it. Unfortunately, he did not hit the cut. He had been hitting those cuts all night. Does Quinn give him another opportunity to hit the cut, or does he call the full table bank here? Like he's going to call the full table here. Quinn close out this set, full table bank. Beautiful shot by Quinn. Absolutely gorgeous shot. Gorgeous, gorgeous shot by Quinn. As we see it, Quinn 2-1 win against Aaron, as we now have Matt versus Quinn in our grand finals. Being in our grand finals, we are going to have a third-party rack, every single rack moving forward here, that being Jake, who was speculated to play in this tournament. Unfortunately, he had a physics exam that he could not miss that was scheduled for tonight at 7 p.m. right at our start time. Unfortunately, that caused Jake to not be able to play in this tournament. As we get going into our final set, we'll watch this lag as I talk about how both players got to this point, with Quinn moving all the way back up from where we were at. Quinn, unfortunately, losing in the tournament pretty early to Aaron. He ended up losing in the first round of it, so our round of 10 moving into it, unfortunately lost to Aaron 2-1, and he got his revenge in the losers final bracket, beating Aaron 2-1, advancing him back up to the top side of the bracket. Matt having a pretty easy road to the finals, winning all of his games so far. I believe Matt has not lost a single game yet. Yeah, as it shows in our moving into it, we see Jake over here just having some fun, lagging the ball down back and forth. As we see Matt repping some sponsored 9-ball gear, looking for anything he can with it. As Quinn moves back in, he refilled his water bottle and he is ready to play in our finals match here. Really good lags by Jake, though. Really, really good cue ball control. Beautiful, beautiful lags by Jake. As we see our lag go underway now between Matt and Quinn. Great lag by Matt. Looks like Quinn's lag is going to be just a little too strong, and it's going to end up giving that lag to Matt. Once again, with this tournament, there is not going to be prizing moving forward with this tournament. Just kind of playing for fun here tonight. Bragging rights is going to be our main prize tonight with who we got in our tournament. But ultimately, I don't really think any of the players here tonight really care about prizing when it comes to this tournament. They're kind of just playing to have fun and overall just bragging rights here over at the gaming den. We have newcomer Quinn versus old timer Matt. Both Quinn being a current instructor and one of our newest current instructors here. This is his first semester teaching billiards here at the gaming den. And Matt, who was, funny enough, my first instructor here at the gaming den back in 2021. So that was his last year teaching at the university, and this is Quinn's first year teaching. So full circle moment seeing Quinn, who was one of my students, play against my first instructor here in our grand finals match. Keynotes for Quinn to win this final set is going to be Quinn having to really, really play super defensive when it comes to playing against Matt. Matt is a defense pro when it comes to shooting balls down the table. Really good rack by Jake and a really good break by Matt. Fortunately, nothing fell, but really good spread of the balls. Looking at the table, definitely probably a stripes table looking at it. Where we're at right now in this table and at in the set. A lot of fatigue probably playing into Quinn, and Matt not having a game in a while. He might get a little rusty playing these. So we will have to see where we go. Quinn is definitely battle tested and ready to play tonight. He's played a lot of really good players, playing up against Aaron in his first set, losing that set 2-1, having to play Dean immediately after, winning that set, and back to Aaron. Followed by now Good leave by, great leave by Quinn. Leaving that cue ball right up against the 11 there doesn't leave Matt a whole lot of opportunities. Really shoot. That's definitely a key to success here for Quinn is shooting balls one at a time, not overthinking things, and really just going back to the fundamentals. Matt to shoot the 9. Smooth like butter when it comes to that 9 ball. Beautiful, beautiful shot. Looking at his next shot after that, looking like he's going to shoot the 15, followed by the 13, depending on cue ball placement. Matt to shoot the 15. Beautiful shot there by Matt. Looking like Matt's going to shoot the 13 next into that middle pocket, work his way back up and around towards that 12 and 11. Try to bump the maybe try to bump the 14 out in this process as well. See where he goes with it. Shooting the 14 next, looking like he's going to work his way back up the table a little bit, shoot that. Next set, really nice stun shot, just right over, not interrupting that 7 ball right there. Great shot. Now it's just a 3-ball run out here, work his way back up towards the 8. Beautiful shot there by Matt, working his way back up towards that 11 ball next. Nice stun shot here would get him on the 10. Follow shot would get him on the 8 into that bottom right foot string pocket. Beautiful shot there by Matt, working his way back up and around the table. Going to be looking at where he needs that 8 ball to go forward here. 2 balls left on the table for Matt as opposed to the 7 for Quinn. Drawing this ball back. Got to really be careful not to draw it too far back into the pocket, but we will see where it goes from here as Matt gets ready to shoot that 10. Looking like he's going to get just too much, and it's going to leave him right behind the 1. That is not ideal for Matt here. Going to have to go for a 2-rail kick here. Maybe coming off the entire foot string rail as well as the bottom half of the left side of the rail. Work his way back up and around, calling a ball into that middle left pocket. Does not make contact with it. That is going to be a ball in hand for Quinn. Quinn, a lot of work to do. Play safe. I think he can get this game out of Matt. A little bit of topspin on this. Gets him to the 4, followed by the 1. Work his way back up and around towards that 3, 6, and 7. Little too much on that. Little too much on that. Got to work his way back up towards that 1 now. Unfortunately, that was his ball to get onto. His 3 balls up at the top. Gave it just a bit too much. Good amount of spin on that, though. Top spin gets him on the 3 or the 6 here. Really depending on where he wants the ball after. That 4 is just going to be such a tricky spot moving forward, though. That 4 is just right up against the rail. Gonna have to really, really work for that ball. End up coming up just short on it. Looking at the layout of this rack here, Matt should be able to close this out with a nice cut into that pocket. Not a whole lot of opportunity to scratch. Really only look at that bottom right pocket on the foot, or the bottom left pocket of the foot string. He's going to be shooting towards that bottom right foot string pocket. Going to probably give it just enough draw to where it won't interfere with any pockets, but still makes that 8 ball. Beautiful shot by Matt. Beautiful, beautiful shot by Matt. Matt up 1-0 as we see Quinn to break next. As we see Quinn to break here, Alex is going to be racking up here for our grand finals. Jake is taking a rack off, not going to be too much. He's over on a different table right now, kind of just shooting around, playing where he needs to. Really just having a fun, grand old time over there, it looks like. Beautiful shots there by Quinn. As we see the 13 go off the break, as well as the 11 ball immediately after into the side pocket, as we see Matt getting ready for his first shot of the second game. Looking like he's going to be shooting that 2. Really only his open ball here is that 2, as 1 and 7 are locked up, 3 and 4 are locked up, and 5 and 6 are locked up. Just a great fundamental shot by Matt, giving it just enough topspin not to get behind that 8, but still opens it up for that 3. Matt to shoot the 7, ink it right between the 1 and the 7, send the 7 straight down the rail. Unfortunately comes up just a bit short. Did get the thread he was looking for there though. Get the 5 next. Just unfortunately didn't get the right kind of English to send it straight down the rail. Bumped out just a bit too much. Really good leave by Quinn. Beautiful, beautiful leave. Only one shot here, and that is to only shoot the 3. Sure, he probably doesn't want to shoot out quite yet because it will open up the 4 in the process, opening up his 12 ball, which is probably not the most ideal thing for Matt at this moment in the rack and where it lies. As we see Matt getting ready to shoot this three, gonna give it just enough of top left English to break out the four in the process. Does get the breakout, unfortunately does not make the three on that shot. Unfortunate leave there for Matt. Giving Quinn now an opportunity to shoot the 15. Gotta really, really be careful. Play the shot soft. You don't gotta play hard. Beautiful shot though. Played a little too hard, but beautiful, beautiful shot there by Quinn. Quinn's got run-out potential on this table. Solids do not look good in the way they're placed right now. Wonderful, wonderful potential for Quinn to run this table out. Beautiful shot there, giving him just enough English here, enough of everything to really move this cue ball back down the table towards that 12 and 9 area. Draw on that. A little too much on there. Gonna be a really, really tight cut if he goes for the cut on the 9. Definitely can hit that cut. Just a very, very tough one. But just enough to where the 9 makes it difficult, but not enough to where you can make the 12. Just missed the cut on that. Unfortunately. Unfortunate from Quinn. Just missed it. That's going to be back cutting this 3, it looks like, from here. Giving Quinn run for his money when it comes to this table. Definitely not a solids table, though. The way that cue ball is right now, it looks like there is going to be just enough space to sneak it through there between the 5 and the 6 and the rail, while also having enough on it to get back up for the 12. Got to really have good cue ball control to get back up for that 12, though. I think he's going to go for a 2 rail here. Go back on the nut. Fortunately, hits the knuckle of it. Does not get where he needs to on it. Matt gets ready to take his next shot, looking like he's going to send the 1 straight down the rail. Going to be moving that cue ball, looking like the 6 is actually going to be his next shot. Beautiful, beautiful shot there by Matt, though, making that 6, bumping out the 5 in the process. Going to 5 straight down. He's not going to hit it. When shot at the 12, that 12 is clear of that 4 ball process. Just comes up short on it. Unfortunate from Quinn. Really good run-up potential from there. Now that 12 is not in a great spot for him moving forward. Uncharacteristicness from Matt there. Typically, you see Matt make those shots a little more frequently. Looking at where it's at now, that 9 is a very, very, very difficult spot moving forward here. Might have to go for a 1 rail bank here for that 12. Just got to make sure you don't scratch on that, but looks like Quinn might go for the cut on this 9. Ended up coming just a bit short and ended up missing the 9 on that. Unfortunate. Just missed it. Matt now going to be shooting the 1. A little bit off the rail, giving him a little bit of space here. Unfortunate miss there again from Matt. That is very, very uncharacteristic. Quinn. Looking like he might shoot the 9 off of a one-rail kick here. If he does that, gotta really, really understand his spacing and understand where that 12 is on the table. Can't get too far up, or that 4 blocks it. Doesn't get enough, and that 8 blocks it. Goes for the one-rail kick. It definitely a tough cut. Win. Beautiful leave there. Really blocks that 3 up. Where Matt really can't shoot that 3. But 1 is also kind of locked up there next to that. And try to break out the 3 in the process of this shot. Beautiful, beautiful shot there by Matt, though. Playing the 3 into the 12 into the 1. I'm still calling the 1. Gorgeous, gorgeous shot. 5 does sneak all the way through. Makes it a little tight, tough, but definitely a doable shot. Gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful of a shot. Beauty. Another beautiful shot by Matt, bumping that 12 all the way to the rail. Couple more tricky shots here. Looking like he's going to be trying to sneak that 4 and pass the 9. That 9 is just very, very, very good spot here for Quinn if Matt is going to be shooting the 4 next, which it looks like he is. Shooting actually the 7th first here. Ends up missing that and bumping out the 9 just enough to where Quinn should be able to cut that 12, followed by the 9, finally the 8. Gorgeous, gorgeous shot by Quinn. Leaving him on the right side where the 9 is, that he can work his way back towards that 8. Gotta just put the right touch on this to get a shot at the 8 here, though. Just missed it. Don't think he had the right touch on that either. Would have been a little more difficult. One rail bank on that. Matt, I imagine, to shoot 7, followed by the 4 and the 8. Nice stop shot here on the 7. Gets him in great position for the 4. Gonna cut the 7 into the side. Definitely not something I was looking at. Followed by the 4. Good stun shot here. Gets him on the 8. Even if Matt misses this 4, it's going to leave him right in the pocket, and it's going to make a very, very difficult shot here for Quinn. Very safe play. Thinking about all options. Unfortunately, beautiful shot there by Quinn. Going to bump out just enough to where he can shoot that 8 into either the side or all the way down. Quinn, you really got to lock in now. This is clutch moment for Quinn moving into this game. Comes up just a bit short on that. Unfortunate shot there from Quinn. As we see Matt line up his next shot. Looks like he's going to be cutting that 4 down. Comes up just a bit short on that cut. It's knuckle, bounces out. They'll leave a very long Pretty straight shot here for Quinn. As Quinn lines up his shot, looking at all potential outcomes here. Quinn. Comes up short once again. That cue ball is headed right towards that pocket. It's going to knuckle out, not scratch. That's probably, I imagine, here going to attempt the full table here. Full table bank. Play safe on that. Beautiful safe shot there. Win. To the 8 again. Unfortunately, just knuckles out once again for Quinn. Really just a back and forth game now. Cue ball left on one side, object ball left on the other side. Makes it really, really difficult for either player to really make any shots here. Quinn. Cut this 8 ball all the way in. Definitely a doable shot here for Quinn. See if he can hit it. Gave it the wrong side of English, unfortunately. Just off the other side. Fortunately, gave it outside English when he gave it just a little bit of inside, a little bit of draw. Got him all there. Really good leave though by Quinn. Really difficult shot here for Matt. Beautiful shot there by Matt though. Not leaving anything up to chance. Looking like Quinn might go for a one rail here. It's a very, very risky one rail if he does go for it. Very risky. A lot of reward. Super high risk. Quinn. Beautiful shot there by Quinn to end that game. That was absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous shot right there. That was just beautiful through and through. Nothing to complain about with that shot by Quinn as we move into a third game here. 1-1, Matt to break. As we get into our final game of this tournament, it is 1-1 between Matt and Quinn. Coming up will be Matt to break. Beautiful break by Matt. Taking the ball into the side pocket. Left him pretty well all throughout. Really, really good rack. That one ball dropping early is definitely good. You don't want to dry rack this late in the tournament. How both players are going. Game could end at any moment. Tournament could end at any moment. Just takes one good run. Looks like Matt is going to be 4 stripes in this final game. Win with solids. Another beautiful shot by Matt, getting that 11 into the side pocket, leaving him good on the 10. Good breakout by Matt. Fortunately, broke it out just for it to get caught right back up. Not an ideal leave for that 13 and 14 there for Matt. Gonna have to shoot the 12, come back up and around for the 9, followed by another breakout opportunity here. Fortunate miss. Gets the breakout he was looking for. Fortunately, just missed, and now that 9 and 12 are really locked up together. Beautiful, beautiful opportunity here for Quinn. Great cut into the side pocket. That just textbook cut. Exactly what you're looking for this late in the tournament. No fatigue, it seems, in either player. Another beautiful cut there by Quinn, breaking out his 3 in the process. Quinn is on a roll right now. That 3 is really only his problem ball. With that 8 being out of the way now, though, got lots of opportunities now to make that 3. Matt to shoot the 13 and try to break out his 9 and 12 in the process. Doesn't get the breakout he's looking for, but I don't really think that's too much of an issue here for Matt. I think that 9 does clear all the way down. It's going to be a tough back cut on that. Break out the 9 in the process. Got to watch that 8 as well, that 12. Doesn't get the breakout he's looking for, but still a very, very safe play by Matt. Blocking that. No freebies, no gimmies here this late in the tournament. Gonna have to go for a 1 rail bank here. On the 2, right down. A very, very tight cut. I don't even think that 2 does go. I think that 14 fully blocks it. Going for the 2 in the middle pocket now. Even tighter cut. Hit the 9 first. Unfortunately, it's going to give Matt a ball in hand, and a very critical ball in hand. Going to call the combo between 14 and 9. Might just try to sneak it right through. I think it does go just straight through. Beautiful shot by Matt. Beautiful, beautiful shot. Followed up by the 9. Looking at the 14. Where it needs to be left. Beautiful shot by Matt. Beautiful, beautiful shot. Been hoping for some sort of lucky roll on that cue ball to move right behind the 8. Fortunately, does not get that. Fortunately, missed that for Matt, but I think on the bright side though, wouldn't have had a good angle on that 8 ball. Win. Looking at where that 3 is. Beautiful shot by Quinn. Absolutely gorgeous of a shot. Another beautiful. Unfortunately, just misses on that. Would have left him good for the 2. Unfortunate miss there by Quinn. Unfortunate miss there. shoot the 14. Beautiful, beautiful shot there. Fortunately, is that 2 going to close him up? No, it is not. Matt going to go with the same shot that Quinn just missed on. Calling the 8 ball where it needs to be. 1 rail bank to win it all right here. Matt, win it. Missed it. He's going to knock in the 5. Win. Win. Shooting the 7, cutting that 7 in. Very, very safe leave there for Quinn, though. The difficult cut goes for that. Matt might go for the 1 rail bank kick. Not quite sure where Matt's going to go here. Probably to cut it. He is going to cut it. Does not get the cut that he's looking for on that. Matt to close it out right here. 1 final shot. Beautiful shot. Beautiful win. Beautiful tournament. That is a 2-1 series win for Matt. And Matt, our grand champion tonight. Thank you all for joining us tonight over at the Gaming Den for our Instructor Invitational tournament here tonight. We have Matt Pizzini as our champion, our runner-up being Quinn, and our 3rd place being Aaron. I'd like to thank the University of Montana Gaming Den for hosting us tonight, as well as the University of Montana Gaming Center for having it. Once again, I'd like to thank the University of Montana Gaming Den for hosting us tonight and allowing us to stay a little bit past our normal operating hours to finish out this last game. Also like to thank the University of Montana University Center for allowing us to being able to play these tournaments. Definitely do appreciate it. I'd like to thank Kale Perdeau for allowing us to broadcast these tournaments, as well as Tommy Evans for lending us a very, very nice, I guess, like mixing board for our broadcasting. Just trying to work our way up into getting a little bit better equipment, and this is definitely a much needed and much nicer piece of equipment that we were able to use tonight. So I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in at home, watching us on Twitch. If you are still watching us on Twitch, like to rewatch our stream or watch highlights from it, I will be posting some highlights and just overall our VOD over on our YouTube channel. I'd like to thank Alex Kinney for putting on this tournament for all of us here tonight as our student tournament lead, and Julia Sims for being our head instructor here at the University of Montana Gaming Den, teaching classes. I'd like to overall just thank everyone for tuning in tonight. Have a very safe rest of your night and a very good Thanksgiving this upcoming week. Thank you. Have a good rest of your night, everyone.